Hello, and welcome back to another episode of our Book of the Week podcast. Yes, the podcast formerly known as Salon Exclusives. We're changing the name of our weekly reading and chat to Book of the Week because it sounds like what it is. And as ever, we've been sifting the post and going through the catalogues and trying to find the best new books for you. And this one is an absolute belter. So I first became aware of the author Danny Ramadan on Twitter. He's Syrian, Canadian. He's an advocate for LGBTQ plus people and refugees. And I saw his activism, first of all. That's how I found him. And then I got to his writing. So this book is called The Foghorn Echoes. And it is a novel about two gay men whose lives are shaped by their very conservative families, by the war in Syria, and by a boyhood romance. It's very beautiful, it's very loving, and it's very lovely. So the story is about Hussam. He is in Vancouver. He's found his way to the safe shores of Canada as a refugee, and it feels like a world away from Damascus. But there, he's haunted by the ghost of his father, who would never accept him as he is. And he has problems fitting in to this new life in this new country. But as his friend Arda says, who kicks a blessing away? He's also preoccupied by thoughts about the other main character in the novel, Wassim, who is the boy that he left behind. Now, Wassim is still in Syria, where the war is still raging. He's living in an abandoned house with a ghost of a woman called Kalila. And he is wandering the streets of Damascus, purposeless, penniless. He feels like he has to live as a beggar because that's all he thinks he deserves, basically. So it's a book about being haunted both literally and figuratively. There are wee touches of magic realism, and it's just, I think it's going to be a bit of a classic. ALAN CUMMING says the book is a sweeping and mesmerising story that spans time and mortal space so expertly and elegantly. So there you go, that's Alan, and here's Danny Ramadan with a reading from The Foghorn Echoes.
Hi there, my name is Danny Ramadan, and I'm a Syrian-Canadian author, and I'm thrilled to be reading exclusively for listeners of Damien Barr's Literary Salon from my new book, The Foghorn Echoes. The book examines the aftermath of a trauma shared by two queer boys who grew up together in Syria. The boys, Hussam and Wassim, were lovers in their teenage years, but after the trauma they got separated by both time and place. Hussam ends up being a refugee in Canada and lives in Vancouver, indulging himself in drugs, sex, and alcohol, hoping that that would erase the trauma of his past, while Wassim lives back in Damascus and navigating a civil war that is changing the city he grew up in. My reading today is from the second chapter of the book, and here we see Hussam in one of the gay nightclubs in Vancouver. I was inspired to write this by my first year here in Canada. I was also navigating a lot of trauma myself, and I was indulging myself in a lot of destructive behavior, I would say. And I wanted to write this chapter as a way to examine that experience, trying to live a queer, out and open life while also trying to erase a trauma that you couldn't face. Here's the reading. My father stands in the corner of the club, angry, dark-featured, hard eyes and sharp fingers pointing at me. Our eyes lock as he flickers in the jolting beams of light like a broken neon sign. His face is never obscured by the sea of shirtless bodies dancing to the pulsing beat. In one flash, my father smiled at me, and in the next, his face is streaked with blood. I didn't kill you, I hiss through my clenched teeth, the words lost in the throb of the DJ's music. I bob my head to the beat, and my fingers find the little baggie in my pocket. I look away from my father to the faces of my friends dancing in the crowd. Michael makes out with a random. Pulling him closer and grabbing his ass, he kisses him with opened eyes. Their blue turns transparent in the black light and glows like a demon's. Our eyes meet, but his smile is half blocked by the random. I look away. Brian tries to take a selfie with all of us. He hates photos taken with the front-facing camera on his phone, so grainy and blurred, so he uses the back instead, clicking blindly on his screen before flipping the phone around to study his handiwork. He looks disappointed and wants to take another. The DJ slams the air with his fist as he spins another rendition of some unintelligible voice echoing syllables over and over. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The beat drops and everyone jumps, and as they land, the earth shakes and my father's ghost reappears under the spotlight. Shattered, broken. His tibia rocketed through the muscles and skin and clothes, pointing at me. The boys dance around him like wolves circling prey. I shudder. My hands squeeze the baggie, sweaty and slippery in my palm. Again, I see Wassim's foot hitting my father's face on that damn rooftop. The memory shakes as if electricity runs through my eyes. The music is muffled, the vocalist barely audible, the faces around me blurred. It is my feet kicking my father's face. It's Wassim's feet kicking my father's face. It is my feet kicking Wassim's face. It is his feet kicking me, my feet, his feet, my feet, his feet. It is both of us. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I look up and my father's ghost has gone. He won't return this time, I know it. The music fills the air, beats meant to raise my heartbeat and sounds meant to turn me on. It's computer generated. No actual musical instruments were used in the creation of this song. I giggle to my own joke. I slam into someone. I'm alert. My naked upper body brushes against the soft hairs of his chest. I smile, my crooked smile. Narrow pupils, shifty eyes, an amused look on his face. He's high. The universe sends waves of sound back to Earth. I'm stoned for sure. I've seen it on the news. The universe has been speaking to us, and for millions of years we hadn't been able to hear it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. What a stupid sound it makes. It echoes like the bass in this DJ's set. It's been speaking to us and we couldn't hear it because we are deaf to its song. Two black holes, I've seen it on the news, on opposite ends of the universe, collapsed into each other millions of years ago and released the energy of 1,000,000 billion suns into the dark, silent space around them. They crashed like two eggs rolling in a bowl. And the waves vibrated across the whole galaxy. They merged into a bottomless pit, eating at planets and aimless rocks. The sound of death got weaker and softer and sharper until it reached Earth. Scientists recorded it. I've seen it on the news and they say it goes whoop, whoop, whoop. Such a dumb sound. These waves remain despite the years. They won't go away. My father's ghost is back, glimmering in the corner. I have failed at erasing him. I'm cursed forever. I am doomed for death. I avenged you, I say, but he won't go away. One more hit and he'll be gone. One more round, another bloody red pill. The boy strokes the hair on the back of my neck. What's your name? Hussam. Hisham? Hussam. Ahmed? What? What? Just call me Sam. He's handsome. His hair is long and blonde and it bounces when he jumps to the beat. He's younger than me, but that's okay. I'm in the mood for a twink. I can smell the spray-on tan, giving his skin a color he wouldn't dare stand in the sun long enough to achieve. He has 2 earrings and possibly a tongue piercing. Those are fun. With a finger, he traces the hairs on my chest down to my belly button and reaches the top of my shorts. I'm aroused. His nose is long and his eyes are brown. Is he Pinocchio? A smile stretches on my face and he slides a hand under the waistband of my shorts. Our lips touch for a brief moment, but I'd rather bite. He pushes me back. Oh, you're a rough one. Brian is still trying to take that damn selfie. I frown. I don't want Ray to see me in this photo. Not another fight, please. I glare at Michael over Pinocchio's shoulder and he nods. He grabs Brian's phone and deletes the photos. Justin. Pinocchio whispers playfully in my ear. Huh? Who cares? Half of the gay community in Vancouver are Justins. Pinocchio's fingers make their way through my pubic hair. He accidentally feels the inside of my pocket and pulls his hand away quickly. Oh, are these some party favors? I nod and gesture toward the bathroom sign. I have a boyfriend, he says. Bring him with. Thank you very much.
You never know what the dance floor will bring out. I love Danny's vivid and sometimes frightening, but always artful descriptions, and it's a really atmospheric book. If I just summarise it in one sentence, I would say it's about the war without and the war within. The Foghorn Echoes is available now in all good bookshops, and again, it's another Canongate book. Canongate being the Edinburgh-based independent, and they do have a great eye. So thank you for finding and publishing Danny, Canongate, and Danny, thank you for your book. You can pick Danny's book up from our shop on bookshop.org, or you can borrow it from your local library, or you can find one of our fantastic queer bookshops on our Indie Bookshop of the Month feature on our website. Check out Category as Books in Edinburgh at the Bookish Type in Leeds, or Gaze the Word in London. Support them, and we're going to be giving away a copy of this book on our Instagram, so be sure to follow us on the gram and watch that space for a giveaway. Thank you so much for listening, and join us again soon.